Joe Biden may have snubbed his big Super Bowl interview, but the elderly man with a poor memory wasn't going to let the big event go to waste. Instead of letting Americans just enjoy the game, President Biden made it political by releasing a video that blasts snack companies for shrinkflation.
The Super Bowl Sunday. If you're anything like me, you like to be surrounded by a snack or two while watching the big game. You know, when buying snacks for the game, you might have noticed one thing. Sports drinks bottles are smaller. A bag of chips has fewer chips, but they're still charging it just as much. And as an ice cream lover, what makes me the most angry is that ice cream cartons have actually shrunk in size, but not in price. I've had enough of what they call shrinkflation. It's a ripoff. Some companies are trying to pull a fast one by shrinking the products little by little and hoping you won't notice. Give me a break.
And if that wasn't embarrassing enough, the commander-in-chief also using Super Bowl Sunday to officially get his campaign on TikTok, despite his own FBI warning that it is a national security threat.
Game or commercials?
Game.
Game or halftime show?
Game.
Jason Kelsey or Travis Kelsey?
Mama Kelsey. I understand she makes great chocolate chip cookies.
Trump or Biden?
Are you kidding? Biden.
Republicans are also blasting the move. Senator Josh Hawley is tweeting this, quote, "The Biden campaign is bragging about using a Chinese spy app, even though Biden signed a law banning it on all federal devices." All right, I want to start with the snacks first, and I'll go to you, Jesse. You know, Bidenomics, every time you turn around, it is, remember last year was a big oil, then it was big meat that was responsible. Then last week it was the grocery stores that I found out make like a 1 to 2% profit from their sales. And now it's the big snack companies that are the bad guys. Isn't it all about Bidenomics?
Yeah, nothing's shrinking except his approval rating. Janine, listen. Ice creams come in pints. They've always come in pints. They're not getting any smaller. Every time I buy a bag of potato chips, it's half chip, half air. That's the same thing. Did he open a thing of Pringles and maybe there was not as many Pringles? Hunter had the munchies? It's not how it works. Have he been to a supermarket? They sell Gatorades in mini Gatorades now. Yeah. The bottles aren't shrinking. This guy is pointing the fingers at everywhere, and all we want to know is how he's going to reduce big-ticket items like insurance, lumber, labor, hairspray. If I was doing Joe Biden's social media, I wouldn't be asking him Super Bowl or commercials. That's a girl question. Travis Kelsey or Jason Kelsey? Obviously, Jason Kelsey is Whites and Eagles fan. And then Trump, or what's he going to, black national anthem or real national anthem? This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I would lean into it. I would say I was at the first Super Bowl, and I saw him play with leather helmets, and a Coke cost 5 cents. Now I'm going to bring prices down, maybe not that far, but as far as I possibly could. I also heard Usher was performing at halftime. I just hope everybody finds their seat afterwards. Just be stupid about it. You don't have to pretend you're hip.
That's good. All right, Dana, you know the old rules for thee, but not for me. Take a listen to this sound from Heinrich and Kirby.
Speak for them. I think we're all just trying to square why the president would use this platform that his administration is weighing a national ban on because of national security concerns.
Again, I'm not going to speak to any hypothetical ban. I can only tell you that it's not allowed on government devices. That policy remains the case, and I just can't speak for the campaign or their decisions. I apologize. Thank you.
Obviously, that's referring to TikTok.
Yes, on the TikTok front, this should be a much bigger deal than is being covered. I think I think the TikTok video is better than the shrinkflation one. The TikTok video is like, oh, it's cute, and then you're actually reaching your target audience. The thing is, we actually have real information that TikTok has used our personal information against us, and they will in the future. And that is why Biden last year banned it on all federal devices. And many state governments have done the same, but their campaigns, like Gretchen Whitmer, for example, like, I have a TikTok account, I just not on my government account. Right. And I think Americans would like some real answers on this. I just believe that TikTok is here to stay. I don't want to hear anything from Democrats about social media companies, again, if this is going to be the decision. On the shrinkflation video, did you see how many edits they had to do? That's kind of an interesting thing. Plus, this is why I think a lot of people prefer to have conservatives in the Oval Office who can make business decisions. Who skips doing a free interview to millions of people in order to spend millions of other people's money on an ad that's going to get trashed?
True.
That's what Joe Biden did.
And in that regard, Harold, one of the things that James Carville said was Joe Biden's not doing the Super Bowl interview is an indication that your staff doesn't have much confidence in you. Is it that, or is it that they know you well and know you can't survive it?
Well, I thought he should have done the Super Bowl interview, and I said here and other places. That was good advice you gave him. They should have used that for a lighter moment, and we'll get to the Black National Anthem after I talk. With regard to TikTok, the president, they've got to explain to me, if you ban it for government devices, how is it that it's okay for the campaign? And they should do that probably sooner rather than later, and shouldn't put the young, Karine Jean-Pierre out there without the information to be able to explain. I think that's a legitimate question. Look, I wouldn't talk about inflation the way he said. If you're going to talk about inflation, it's coming down, Mr. President. If you want to talk about inflation, talk about the things that you've done and things that you are doing. And if you want to make a little joke, I think call Jesse, and he'll tell you how to do it next time.
Call Jesse for the jokes, Greg. Did you hear that?
Yeah, all right.
No one's ever said that.
I didn't say it. If you want to laugh, call Greg.
In your face, Jesse.
All right, Greg, you want to respond?
Yeah, okay. It reminds me so much of the Bud Light situation about not reading the room. It's the biggest snack day in America. And this reanimated corpse of Andy Rooney starts going after snacks. I mean, that's kind of a buzzkill. That's like, do you go to a wedding reception and talk about divorce rates? Do you go to a kid's birthday party and go, hey, 1 year closer to death, Junior? I don't, obviously Biden's not in charge. Maybe it is the woman who was fired from Bud. Maybe she's giving him tips. And then he goes on TikTok, and I know why. He's immune because it's the premier brainwashing industry. And you can't wash something that's not there. That's why Jesse never has to shampoo his hair.
I spend plenty of money on shampoo and conditioner.
And hairspray.
And hairspray.
All right. Coming up, homeless camps are getting cleared out in a liberal city for a Leonardo DiCaprio movie.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.